Hello friends, I am from Biology faculty of QLS Academy. Today we are going to learn about bones and skeleton. Hope you'll enjoy today's lesson. Let's start with our lesson. In previous lesson, we discussed only some of the joints that connects different parts of the body. Now, have you ever wondered what gives different parts of the body their different shapes? हमारी body को shape कौन देता है? Your brain helps you to think. Your lungs helps you to breathe. Your heart circulates blood all over the body to give you life. But what about bones? Have you ever think of that? You usually pay no attention to it unless something is broken or hurts. However, nothing would work without your skeleton. It's the kind of like the framework of a house. That framework that helps to support everything built within it or on top of it. Without the framework, the house would collapse, and frankly, so too would your body. All the bones in the human body together are called a skeleton system. We have, remember, 206 bones in our body. Each bone has a definite function. Sometimes when we are hurt or have an accident, doctors use X-ray images to find out about any possible injuries that might have happened to the bones. The X-rays show the shape of the bones in our bodies. Now feel the shapes of different bones in your finger, legs, face, shoulders, etc. Now the skeletal system is the system of bones, associated cartilages and joints of human body. Together, these structures form the human skeleton. So in proper terms, skeleton can be defined as the hard framework of the human body around which the entire body is built. Almost all the hard parts of the human body are components of human skeletal system. Joints are very important because they make the hard and rigid skeleton allow different types of movement at different locations. If the skeletons were without joints, no movement would have taken place and the significance of human body no more than a stone. So let's talk about components of human skeleton. Human skeleton is composed of three main components that are first bones, second cartilages, third joints. First, bones. Bone is a tough and rigid form of connective tissue. It is the weight-bearing organ of the human body and it is responsible for almost all strength of human skeleton. Cartilages. Cartilages is a soft elastic tissue that covers the bones at the region of the joints. It offers support to the structure. It connects the bones together. Cartilages have widely spaced cells suspended in a matrix of proteins and sugars. It is found in the nose, ears and rings of the trachea to give flexibility. Now joints are important components of human skeleton because they make the human skeleton mobile. हम move कर सकते हैं because of joints. A joint occurs between two or more bones, bones and cartilages and cartilages and cartilages. We have already studied about joints in detail in previous lesson. Now first component of human skeleton is the skull. Skull is a hard structure made up of small bones. It forms the cranium and the face. Cranium protects the brain. Cranium के अंदर हमारा brain होता है. Skull is formed by 22 bones out of which 8 bones are fixed together to form the cranium and remaining 14 bones fuse to form the face. The only bone which have movable joint is the lower jaw. This movable joint is supported by muscles and ligaments. Skull placed on the top of the backbone can be moved up, down and sidewards. Second is the vertebral column. The vertebral column running at the back of the body is also called as spine or the backbone. It is the trunk region to offer support to the upper part of the body. Vertebral column is made up of individual bones called as vertebrae. It is composed of 33 vertebrae which are divided into 5 regions. Vertebral columns runs from the base of the skull to the hip bone forming a tube. Spinal cord passes through the hollow tube. Movement of neck can be up, down or sidewards. Vertebrae are joined by gliding movements which offer spring movements to the backbone. Body can be bent back, front or sideways. It protects the spinal cord, supports the head and serves as an attachment for the ribs. Third is rib cage. Rib cage occupies the chest region. It is cone-shaped structure made up of 12 pairs of ribs. Ribs are attached to vertebrae at the back which curve around to form a cage. 10 pairs of ribs are attached to the breast bone at the front. Rib cage is set up in such a way that it can contract and expand during the process of breathing. जब हम breathing करते हैं तो हमारा chest up and down करता है. Rib cage protects the underlying lungs, hearts and some parts of the liver etc. Fourth is the shoulder bone. Shoulder bone is formed by collarbone at the front and the shoulder blades at the back. The collarbone is supported by breastbone at one end and the shoulder blade at the other end. Fifth is the pelvic bone. Pelvic bone is also called as pelvic girdle. It is made up of strong bones to balance the entire weight of the body. They encloses the portion of your body below the stomach. This is the part you sit on. Now we have learned about the bones in our body and about joints that help us move in different ways. Now what makes the bone move the way they do? Let us find out. Muscles are the part of a body that allows us to move. They are made up of special tissues that can contract when they receive a signal from the brain. The muscles are attached to bones by stretchable tissues called as tendons. When the muscles contract, they pull on the tendons which pull on the bones and causes an arm and legs to move. There are about 650 muscles in our body and most of them are always at work. Some muscles are controlled by us, others do their work without our thinking about them at all. Like our heart muscles, they continuously breathe. The muscles that move your skeleton work in pairs. The reason for this is simple. Muscles pull but they cannot push. To bend the arm, for example, the bicep muscles pulls the forearm up. To straighten the arm, the biceps teammate, that is the triceps, pulls the forearm down. Feel this for yourself. Your upper arm muscles gets fatter as they pull or contract or thinner as they relax. So students, this was all about bones and skeletons which gives our body shape and helps in different movements in day-to-day life. In next lesson, we will learn about different animals' movement from one place to another. I hope you all enjoyed today's learning and if you have any more doubts, you can go to the following link.